Good afternoon, my name is Marco from Corsair Solutions. One of the products we're showing here at our booth is the CamConnect product. Now the CamConnect product works with multiple different microphones. So you'll see on here Sennheiser, Shure, Nariva, Yamaha, even gooseneck microphones. So we're not locking you down to a particular brand of microphone. So as I said, gooseneck microphones, so courtroom applications now, different mics. Which is really good with the setup. So the way this works, we have this setup here with a Sennheiser TCC2, and we will connect on him here. Now, this connects up to 4 different microphones in the setup at the moment, and then 4 PTZ cameras. Now, we have this unique feature called zone mode. Now, I can connect on here and give it a second to connect into the TCC2, and it takes all the directional data from this microphone and it will then run that to up to 4 PTZs. The other great thing about this is we can have 4 PTZs and in different locations, and we also have different profiles. So if this meeting room setup had walls that came down, we could have different configurations as well. So it's very versatile. Now, I'm going to show this zone mode functionality. So we're actually connected to the Sennheiser TCC2. We also have a USB output for MTR and a HDMI output as well. And we can also do a picture-in-picture. So we can have other workflows in here from the OIP products as well. So let's give you a run through this zone mode, which is pretty exciting. You see we're connected to the Sennheiser TCC2 there, and we'll go into what's called zone setting here. Now, we have this running live at our booth. You'll see this setup, and if I walk around the position, you'll see the dots move around. Now that's actually picking me up in the various locations around the booth. Now, if I was to go on to grab the mouse, I can actually, where I'm speaking at the moment, I can drag and I can create an area. That's area 5. That's live data that's coming in. You know, it's telling me, here's my setup in there. I can then go back, I can apply that if I want, and go into there, and then I can assign that to a specific camera and a specific preset. So when I go into the zone, or let's go this one that's already pre-set up down here, I'll speak, and if it's set up, you'll see number 3 light up. So that can be assigned to, see it's lighting up green there, and we can assign that camera or a specific camera to go to a location and a certain preset and a secondary camera. So we can have multiple cameras going to multiple positions, which is normally a complex setup very, very easily. In addition, as I said, we've also got video output settings as well. So we have the UVC and the HDMI set up. We have it set up for seamless switching, which is pretty cool. That actually means that while it is on me, Chris Holder might be speaking over there, it will stay on me. The other camera will go to that position before it cuts across with a seamless switch. So you're going to get that tennis effect. Now this picture-in-picture can be set up to do multiple cameras here and also cameras from other workflows. So that zone area that I set up in that meeting room, we could have this set up with standard PTZ cameras, but what happens if I use, say, the Smart TR60A that's team certified? Well, what that means is, it means if I'm using that scenario and I walk here out of my zone setting here, okay, this camera might go back to a certain position, but I could have that camera set up to a partition mode. So it starts following me in a certain area, I walk out of that area and it goes back to a certain position, but then I go back into my meeting room and it goes back into meeting room functionality in that certain zone. So it's a very, very flexible setup, and we invite you to come along and have a look at this, or even book in a meeting with us. We do have a webinar with Sennheiser later next month that you'll see in the socials, so we'd love for you to come along to that as well. Thank you.